So let me set a scene for you guys. I work in a medium-sized office, kind of open plan, slightly older demographic than myself, and I'm just minding my own business. Clock's at about 5 o'clock, winding down the time on a Tuesday afternoon till I get to go home, and I feel my mobile phone buzzing in my pocket, so I pull it out and it's my brother giving me a call. So I kind of pick it up, and I kind of pick it up like I'm taking a business call, so I'm not wanting to let anyone know that, it's a personal call. So I pick up the phone like, hello, Tom speaking, because, I'm trying not to let anyone know that it's a social call. Anyway, and he says to me, are you sitting down? I'm thinking, Jesus Christ, has he got his girlfriend pregnant, has he finally been caught out by the police? All these thoughts running through my mind. And anyway, he goes, Amir Khan versus Canelo has been made at a catch weight of £155. And I must admit, all attempts to keep this news a secret were instantaneously lost. I was like, you what? No, Amir Khan's not a middleweight. My colleagues are sort of looking over left, right and centre. But to be honest, at this point, that was by far the least important thing. So the news is out, the news is broke. Amir Khan will fight Saul Canelo Alvarez in May at £155. Now, this day and age, the age of social media, rumours, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever, it is very rare that any fight is being made without us having speculation as to the opponent, For example, Khan versus Brook, been rumoured for so long. Khan versus Garcia, been rumoured for so long. We've heard rumours about Canelo fighting Golovkin, rumours about Canelo fighting even Liam Smith. Every possible fight is discussed, every fight is rumoured. It's very rare a big announcement is made and it comes as a complete shock. Think back to when Mayweather-Pacquiao was made. Didn't we all suspect that matchup was going to be announced just before it was? Look at Anthony Joshua's fight that's going to be announced this week. How surprised are any one of us going to be when the opponent is announced? Let's be honest, we all know what type of opponent it's going to be. We could all pick a short list of opponents and get it right, This fight, complete bolt from the blue. I had no idea this fight was going to be made. It's not one of those rumoured matchups. It's caught me completely by surprise. And first and foremost, I have got to say, some respect needs to go to Amir Khan off the back of this. I did a video a week or two ago now saying getting off the fence, and I pretty much called Amir Khan out for not taking the Kell Brook fight, and I berated him for saying that Danny Garcia was a bigger fight, and I felt that the fight had to be made. But really, Amir Khan had the joker in his hands. Amir Khan had the ace up his sleeve, however you want to phrase it. He must have known all the time he was having those having the Brook negotiations that he had this fight as a potential option. And Eddie Hearn in IFL TV was saying maybe what Amir needs to do is negotiate the commercials with Danny Garcia and see what the values come out as, and then he'll be more inclined to take the Brook fight. I mean, none of us, not I, not you, not Eddie Hearn, none of us suspected that this fight was about to be made. Now, I don't know what the financials are. What I do know is Saul Canelo Alvarez is a big name and a big pay-per-view star. Khan's obviously got huge fans in England, huge fans in Asia. Canelo, huge fans in America and in Mexico. This is a global event, this fight. This is a fight that I should imagine will do very good numbers on pay-per-view platforms. May even be pay-per-view in the UK. Who knows? Could be a Box Nation pay-per-view perhaps. Could even be a Sky pay-per-view. I don't know if Sky will already have a pay-per-view in May with Tyson Fury versus Vladimir Klitschko. But this fight has been announced. Amir Khan, it was uncharacteristic of him. Rumours were spreading today that he was looking at fighting Jojo Dan. You look at Amir Khan's resume, he's had some tough fights. Recently, the level of opposition has dipped just slightly. Accusations have started to creep in that he's ducking Kell Brook. Well, let me tell you, whilst Khan versus Brook would still be my first choice fight, this is very much a good second. And above all else, I'm looking forward to this fight. This is a real entertaining matchup. This is this is one to savour, and this is one that I'm really, really, really looking forward to. And, you know, whether you could say Khan's taken this fight because losing to Canelo at 155 is less of a loss than losing to Brook at 147. You know, who knows? I'm sure people will say that. But I've got to say, from a boxing fan's perspective, this is an excellent fight. And this is one that gets the blood flowing. You know, I can tell you now, May the 7th, if that's the night, I'll be sitting up at 3 o'clock in the morning watching this fight, you know, with my heart beating out of my chest. You know, this is going to be an extremely exciting fight. You know, both guys extremely stylistically pleasing styles. You know, they come for fights. They're not defensively minded. Both guys can box, but they're offensively minded fighters. They're going to come, they're going to throw down, and it's going to be a good fight. Let's talk about the move up in weight to 155. You know, Amir Khan, let's not forget, he's fought in the lower weight classes, fought at lightweight, fought at light welterweight. It's only relatively recently he stepped up to welter. And now he's moving up to, you know, not only light middleweight, but a catchweight that actually sits within the middleweight division. You know, this is a huge step up in weight class for Amir Khan. And Canelo's very big at 155. You know, not that 155 is an established weight class in its own right, but for guys who can make 155, Canelo is a big unit. You know, he's powerful, he's got a physique like a bull. This guy's a big player for that weight. But it's a huge step up in weight for Amir Khan. And I think clearly he's, you know, I know for that Devin Alexander fight, I think he weighed in on the night at 160. So Amir Khan, despite the fact he's fought at lower weight classes, he's not necessarily a small welterweight. But I must say, he's going to be in there against a much bigger man on fight night. So credit to him for that. I mean, people will talk more about this fight in great detail, I'm sure, before it gets made. And my gut instinct would be that for Amir Khan, 155 pounds is not his first choice weight, and even if he were to be victorious in this fight, will not continue to be his first choice weight, because I do believe he can make 147 comfortably still. But I guess the opportunity to fight Canelo is so big. You know, with Mayweather out of the sport, is there really too many more established pay-per-view stars than Saul Canelo Alvarez? I mean, if Amir Khan was to win this fight, for me, it puts him on superstardom, global superstardom. You know, it's a huge fight, and it is a global fight. I mean, for me in England, the Kell Brook fight is still a bigger fight, and I always said that the fact that the Danny Garcia fight is a bigger fight in the States, the Kell Brook fight is still the more relevant fight. But I've got to say, whilst Kell Brook is a more relevant opponent than Canelo in the UK, I do think globally, and Khan is a global fighter, as is Canelo, I think globally this is a bigger fight. You know, as to say how I see the fight going, it's a tough matchup for Khan. You know, Canelo, he's an underrated boxer, but at the elite level he can be outboxed. I mean, Mayweather, we know Mayweather pretty much whitewashed him, didn't he? Took him to school with boxing and was able to kind of serve up a bit of a lesson in terms of technical boxing. Amir Khan, the concern for me would be his defence. You know, people talk about his chin, but let's worry about the chin secondarily. To begin with, let's worry about his defence. His defence is leaky. He does get hit in fights. You know, we've seen him hurt in fights against guys like Danny Garcia. And you do have to say, if he's getting hurt by Danny Garcia at 140, how is he going to live up to the punishment of Canelo at 155? Because Canelo is a legit A-level puncher. Pound for pound, I've got Canelo as a harder puncher than Danny Garcia. I've got Canelo as a harder puncher than Bradis Prescott. You know, and with Canelo's style, the way he can put you on your back foot, the way he can maul into you, which he'll probably want to do against the smaller guy in Amir Khan, it could be a tough night for Amir Khan. Canelo could pose him the stylistic problems Lamont Peterson did, and the power problems Danny Garcia did in one night. And for Amir Khan, for me, he's got to be listening and working on a game plan with Virgil Hunter now. It's got to be movement, point scoring. You know, he's not going to knock Canelo out. Canelo has got a great chin. He's fought against guys who are much bigger than Amir Khan before. Khan has got to focus on stealing this fight on the back foot with the jab from range and outpointing Canelo and frustrating him. If Khan goes into his natural tendency to play macho and get into a scrap, it's hard, because the Khan defence has been leaky in the past, and you know, Canelo is a real legit puncher at 155. and Khan's not a 155 fighter. For me, Canelo must start favourite. You know, with Amir Khan's leaky defence and the fact that it's unlikely Khan will be able to stand up to Canelo's punching power, Canelo must start favourite. But you don't rule this fight out. You don't rule Khan out, because Canelo can be boxed, and Khan could be the guy to do that if he stays disciplined. One thing for sure, it's an excellent fight. I applaud Amir Khan for taking it. You know, there is still a 1% part of me that is disappointed, because I wanted the Kell Brook fight this summer at Wembley. You know, and obviously that's out the window now. But I've got to say, fair play to Amir Khan. Globally, if he were to win this fight, he'd go to superstardom. And I have to retract some of the negative things I said about him in my video a week or so ago. Let me know your thoughts on this fight. Do you like the matchup? Does this put pay to the Kell Brook fight? How do you see it going? What about 155 for Amir Khan? Thanks a lot for watching. Enjoyed this? Please give me the thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate that.